Forgot that counts. Okay. Now, before we get started, we are going to go over rules. Okay, we have rules on this boat, unfortunately. So I need the attention of everybody on board, adults, children, elderly, even those of you whose English is not that great. You knew enough English how to get tickets to get on my boat, so you still have to listen, okay? Now my number one rule on my boat is to remain seated flat on your behind, okay? I do not want anyone standing or walking on my boat. Now, the one reason for that is I am vertically challenged, so I am 5 feet tall. I'm on a step stool back here and I still can't see nothing, okay? You have to remain seated. If I have anybody on my boat that leans over my boat to look into the river, guess what? I'm going to bump my boat on purpose. You're going to fall face first in the water because you couldn't follow directions. Yeah. Now my boat is electric, so because of that, there is no smoking or vaping on my boat, because if I see smoke, I'm going to panic. I have a fire extinguisher back here. I will put it out. Okay. If something were to happen while we are here, don't worry. We go 3 to 4 feet deep. You'll be fine to stand up and walk to the side. And then last but not least is go ahead and look around this boat. Y'all know that guy? No. Y'all know that guy? No. You don't know almost anyone on this boat, so be courteous to those around you. Keep conversations to a minimum, because the next 30 to 35 minutes, guess what? It's going to be about me. That's right, I'm going to be teaching you about this beautiful city. So if you talk over me during the ride, if you become a disturbance on my boat, I can and will kick you off of my boat. It's embarrassing because I pull over at the busiest part of the Riverwalk and I embarrass you. So don't do that, okay? As long as you can follow those simple rules, we will have a fun time together, alright? Now, we just went around the most dangerous part of the Riverwalk right here. That's the most dangerous part. We already went through it. So, we're going to have a good time. This is the River Center Mall right behind us. That's the River Center Lagoon. Now, River Center Mall is over 1 million square feet, so it is the second largest mall in San Antonio. For my gentlemen on board, if you are here with your girlfriend, your fiance, your wife, your side chick, if they bring you over here, hide your wallet. Now, y'all, we're going to make our way past all of these boats right here. This is where I picked you guys up. Go ahead, look at everybody. You'll see everyone there. Out of over 60 boat captains, there are only 10 female boat captains, so you can see everyone else here. These are all the male boat captains. So you looked out, you just got one of the females. I'm actually the brand new one. I retired a week ago. Yeah, that's breaking life insurance now. Okay, put boat warranty. Okay. Now, y'all, look to the left-hand side of my boat. There's going to be a statue right there. Y'all see her? Now, I know it looks like her, but no, that is not Kim Kardashian. I know she has her body, but that is not her. No. Her name is Stargazer. She is a brand new statue. She was built in Mexico and brought here. She is made 100% out of volcanic rock. That's right. Now, as we come around this corner on the right-hand side of my boat, we're going to have a statue. Not those guys. Don't look at them. No. Y'all are in my way. Can y'all scoot over a little bit? Thank you. That is St. Anthony de Padua. He is the patron saint of children and lost items. So if you happen to lose your child on this Riverwalk, that is who you go and pray to. That's if you want them back. Okay. Now, y'all, we're going to continue on, and as we do, on the left-hand side of my boat, it's going to be behind all of the trees. You'll see it in just a second. We're going to see the Tower of the Americas. So that giant Space Needle tower y'all saw coming into town, that is the building's name, Tower of the Americas. That's it right over there. You can see it above all of those trees. Tower of the Americas is 750 feet tall, making it the second largest tower, freestanding tower in the United States. Second only to the Stratosphere in Las Vegas. So if you look at it right behind me, y'all, that brown portion up top, that is the observatory as well as a fancy restaurant called Chart House. Chart House has over 150 beers on tap. Do not ask how I know. Now, that tippy top portion, like I said, observatory restaurant, it does one full rotation, 360 degrees. It does one full rotation an hour. And on a very clear night like today, you can see over 20 miles throughout the city when you are up there. Now there are 3 ways to get to the top, and that is 2 glass front elevators and 952 stairs. Now back in 1985, a high school student ran those 952 stairs. stairs in a whopping 5 minutes and 18 seconds. He made it in the Guinness Book of World Records because of that. That was back in 1985, and if you think you could beat his record, you would have to run 4 stairs per second to beat his record. That's right. Now this portion of the Riverwalk we are in right now, this is called the man-made portion, as it was man-made, obviously. Right in front of us, that is going to be the natural portion of the Riverwalk. Everything else you're going to go through today is a natural body of water, except for the part we are in now. It is less than a half a mile, but it cost the city of San Antonio $3.2 million to create this portion of the Riverwalk right here. That's right. Now before we come underneath this bridge, we are going to stop the boat, and that is because there could be boats coming from the other side. And I know the term bumper boat, it sounds fun. I promise you, it is not fun. Now, we are in the natural portion of the San Antonio Riverwalk, y'all. Now right here, this is where I need your listening ears, because I have already noticed when I point something out, a lot of y'all look very lost. So we are going to work on the difference between our right and our left. That's right. So I'm going to help you guys out. Look at me, your boat captain. Look to the left-hand side of my boat where my finger is pointing. That building there. That is the Hilton Palacio del Rio, which stands for Palace on the River. Now look to my right where my hand is pointing. That is our ticket location called Historia. Yes, you're getting it, guys. Go ahead, look back to the left. Okay, now look back to the right. Y'all are getting it. I'm proud of y'all. On the right-hand side, Historia took 18 months to build. And on the left, the Hilton Palacio del Rio took 7.5 months. 202 working days. Now, it is a modular style building, and because of how it was built, being modular style, and how quickly it was built, it made it in the Guinness Book of World Records. Now, the bottom 4 floors were built like any other normal building, but on top, all of those rooms, there are over 500 rooms in the hotel. They are modular style, meaning they were built, assembled, and furnished 6 miles outside of downtown. They were then picked up on 2 cranes and stacked like a stack of Lego. That's how they got it done in 7.5 months. Now we're going to be going through Anderson River Theater, which was built back in 1941. If it looks familiar to you, it should. If you saw the 2000 film Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock, the bikini contest scene, that was filmed right here. For my classic movie folks, this was also used for the 1984 film Cloak and Dagger. Now we're going to go underneath a lot of bridges today, y'all, but do not reach your hands up to touch it. It'll be tempting, but do not do it. Because I'm assuming everyone on my boat here, you came on this boat with 10 fingers. I would like you to leave my boat with those same 10 fingers. Now, for that one person on my boat that's like, Autumn, I was born with 11 fingers. Guess what? I got you covered. Then you can touch the bridge. Yeah. Now, on my right-hand side, you are going to see a statue of a cowboy rounding up some longhorn cattle. That is to represent the cattle drives that have been going on here in San Antonio since the 1700s. And believe it or not, we still have cattle drives that happen in San Antonio every single year today. Every single year, the city closes off Houston Street, which is the oldest street in Texas. They bring over 200 longhorn cattle and over 100 cowboys on horseback, and they drive them up and down Houston Street. And this happens every single February. Now, right in front of us, if you have your camera phones, go ahead, pull it out, look right in front of you. This is one of the most beautiful pictures you can get here, and you can only get it right here in the middle of the San Antonio Riverwalk. That is the Tower of Life building, which we will talk about when we come up on it in a moment. But we have to do a mandatory stop right here. So go ahead, pull your phones out, take some beautiful pictures, but stop taking selfies. It is not about you right now. Now, if you're wondering how I get rid of people who cannot follow my directions on my boat, look no further, look right in front of us. That is the Cecil Street Bridge. Yeah, it's not fun. Now, for my gentlemen on board, if you are a little overdue on your haircut, just lean your head out. I got you covered. Except for this gentleman right here. He's okay. You're good, sir. Yeah, exactly. Now, these are cast iron bridges. There are 5 of them downtown. And if you take a quick look, you can see they are not welded together at all. They are purely just bolted together. They've been here since the 1800s, about 1890, and they were brought all the way from Berlin. And that would be Berlin, Connecticut. Yeah. On the right-hand side of us here, this is going to be Marriage Island. It gets its name because of the cypress tree that creates the island out of its roots. It creates the shape of a heart. We have over 300 weddings a year on the island alone, and more than 1,200 proposals. That's right. Now, because of that, this bridge here, this tunnel, this is nicknamed the Tunnel of Love. So if you got on board with someone you love, you give them a hug, you give them a high five, you give them a knuckle punch. But whatever you do, I can still see you. This is a PG boat. Now, don't you worry, there are some of you on board. I didn't forget about you. We have something for everyone here on the Riverwalk. Look to my right-hand side. This island is called Divorce Island. Yeah, we have something for everyone here. It's a little bit more popular than Marriage Island behind us. Now, if you look up to the left-hand side, that beautiful building I had to look at, that's it right there. Tower of Life, 450 feet tall, built back in 1929. Now, if you look all the way to the top, you will see things sticking out. Those are gargoyles, y'all. Yeah. If this building looks familiar to you, it should. By show of hands, who has seen the film Ghostbusters? I'm seeing nodding your head. I said show of hands, meaning lift your hand up if you've seen it. I have 30 people on board. Guys, hello. Raise your hand if you've seen it. Hello. Thank you very much. That's what I needed. Now, guess what? That's not this building. No, that one's in New York, but it does look similar. I just needed to see who saw the movie. Now, on the side, they're going to be ugly faces carved. Those are called grotesques. They are meant to ward away evil spirits and bad business, just like the gargoyles up top. Yeah. Now, they didn't really do their job because in 1929, as soon as the building was built, the two brothers who spent $3 million creating this building, they had to sell it for $300,000 because of the Great Depression. I know. Now, I don't like coming past this building because everyone look at these grotesques here. Each face is different. I want everyone to look at that very last face right before the wall ends. Does everyone see that one face? Everyone see it? It looks like my ex-boyfriend. Now, y'all, this bridge, St. Mary's Street Bridge, has no historical value whatsoever, but pigeons like to hang out here. Yeah. Now, as we come out of the bridge, we're going to wait for everyone to come out. And what we're going to do is you're going to look towards the back of the boat, back at me, your captain, and then you're going to look above me. Tower of Life looks like a ship coming right at you. That's right. If you're getting pictures, make sure you get my good side. Yeah. Now, y'all, we're going to do another mandatory stop right here. And while we are here, you're going to learn something I know you did not know before today. The city of San Antonio has over 300 public parking lots downtown. I'm sure y'all have seen some of them. Each one has their own individual price. Now, if you sat there and wondered, well, what happens if I don't pay? 1, your car gets towed. 2, you have 30 days to go pick up your car from the parking lot, okay? Now, if you don't, 3 happens. The city takes your car, they take it apart, and they give the parts throughout the entire city. Now, on my boat right now, I have something from a car. You're about to find out what it is. And let me go ahead and tell you. It is not batteries. It is not my wheel. It is not the bumpers. You're about to find out. This one's from a Prius. Yeah. So make sure you pay the parking, okay? Otherwise, I will have your horn. That's right. Now, right in front of us, this red brick building is going to be the Bear County Courthouse. They opened up in 1897, making them the oldest and longest continuously running courthouse in the state of Texas. Now, unfortunately, your boat captain, that's me, I know what the inside of that courthouse looks like. It's because I had court-appointed jury duty. I'm a good person. Now, y'all, my lovebirds on board. Here's where you're going to come after the ride. Right here, Lovelock Bridge. You come with your partner. You write your initials on a lock. You write a sweet message on the lock. Throw the key over your left shoulder into this river. You're said to be together for eternity. Y'all saw all those locks up there? Guess what? 4 of them are mine. Yeah. The combination lock, so it doesn't count. Now, like I said earlier, this river is natural. My jokes are going to get a whole lot worse, but do not jump off here, because this is the only part of the river walk that goes from 17 to 21 feet deep. Yeah. But don't worry, I have 2 life jackets on board. I have one for me and one for the highest bidder. Now, if you're wondering, where does the river start? It starts 5 miles ahead of us. You will find yourself at the San Antonio Zoo and the Whitty Museum. If you want to know where it ends, then you're going to look behind me, and you're going to start going, and you're going to keep going, and then you're going to keep going, and then you're going to keep going, and keep going, and keep going, because you're going to end up down in the Gulf of Mexico. That is how long this river is. Now, in this river, you can find a lot of wildlife. You've already seen some of our ducks. We also have turtles. We have crawfish. We have tilapia, bass, catfish, and brown water snakes and water moccasins. Yes. Now, as we make our way through, once you come out of the tunnel, right in front of the boat is going to be the oldest tree on the San Antonio Riverwalk. And it's going to be the Ben Island tree, y'all. Go ahead and say that. That tree is well over 350 years old, meaning it is older than the city of San Antonio itself. That's right. Now, if you take a look towards the base of the tree, you will actually see that it has 2 trunks. That's right. Now, that is not natural, so we've actually had scientists come out here trying to figure out how that happened. The biologists come through, and guess what? They were stumped. Thank you. I will be here all week. I got my schedule this morning. I will be here every single week. Yeah. Now, we're going to go underneath one of our floodgates here. This one is called Deity. That's right, 5 seconds. Before those 5 seconds, it was known as the well-stocked barber shop. That's right, so I will not explain any further. Now, coming up on the right-hand side where all of these other boats are, this is our very last ticket location. This is going to be the Aztec. Named after the Aztec theater that sits right above it. The Aztec theater opened up in 1926 as a silent black and white movie theater. Now we're going to make our way through. As we do, if you look above, right-hand side of my boat is going to be a balcony. That is going to be the Aztec Theater's VIP balcony. And there is a statue up there of a Mayan goddess head. So go ahead and look up. Finally, as you can see her, she's lit up now. On board. And this bridge in front of us should be familiar. This is the Selena Bridge. Named after Selena Quintanilla. Her last bridge in San Antonio was back in 1994. Then, Jennifer Lopez, who portrayed her in the 1997 film Selena, stood on this very bridge. She filmed here in San Antonio for well over a week. Now, if you want to know where she stayed while she filmed here, look no further, look to your left. That is the Omni La Mansión del Rio, so the mansion on the river. This hotel opened up in 1968, and that is this hotel. That's right, you got this, I'll be leaving with you first. I see you right there, you got that. Just don't sign the prenup. Now y'all, coming up on the boat, left-hand side, it's going to be past La Mansión. It is actually completely lit up by the sun, so it's pretty easy for you to spot. That's going to be the next building, formerly the Mixed Hospital. It is an optical illusion building, y'all. So as we come up on it, you're going to see how. Now, it was a hospital for well over 150 years up until this past year. Back in 2020, they closed their doors. Yeah. So as you come out of the pond, once the sun hits your head, look straight up. There you go, guys. Look straight up. In 1930. Now, the building is famous for 3 reasons. You've already seen that it is an optical illusion. 2, it was the first hospital in Texas to have air conditioning. And 3, your boat captain was born there. That's right. Now, a month and a half ago, Marriott purchased the building. So, the next time y'all come and visit us here in San Antonio, you can stay in a haunted hotel. Now, y'all, right in front of us where these windows are lit up by the sun, that is to be the Hyatt Regency. The Hyatt Regency opened up in 1981, and it's only 15 stories tall. That is for a reason, because they intended for the hotel to be over 50 stories tall. That is because directly across the street from the Hyatt is the Alamo, and there is a law that states that no man-made structure can cast a shadow over the Alamo at any point throughout the day. So, they have to remain 15 stories tall, but the city of San Antonio did this. So when you look to the left-hand side of their lobby, they are the only hotel to have the San Antonio River Walk running right through it. Now here's another one of those cast iron bridges I showed y'all earlier. Now coming up on the right-hand side, you're going to see a stone building, red and orange stone. That's going to be the Casino Club building. It's coming up on the right-hand side. Now this building opened up in 1927, and it was a casino for a whopping 2 hours. 2 hours. Casinos are not legal in the state of Texas, so they were shut down. They revamped to call themselves a gentleman's club. Nowadays, the bottom 2 floors is called Craft Steakhouse, and believe it or not, everything above it, that is an apartment complex. You can live on the San Antonio River Walk, but there are 2 catches. 1, there's a 25-year-long wait list to get in there. And 2, if you want to get in there, you can't just send in an application on apartments.com. You have to get a written letter of recommendation from a current tenant in the building to even be considered. Now, we are making our way through Restaurant Row because then, ladies and gentlemen, look to your right. There's a restaurant. And then look to your right. There's a restaurant. What's that behind me? For restaurant. That's right. Now, as we're going, you can smell some of the food. So let me go ahead and help you guys out. Here are your choices of cuisine. You have Tex-Mex. You've got Tex-Mex. This is Tex-Mex. That over there is Tex-Mex. Up here, that's Tex-Mex. And then barbecue. Yeah. Y'all have a wide selection, ladies and gentlemen. And don't y'all worry, all these ducks hanging out right here, they are paying customers. Now, as we come underneath this tunnel, there's going to be something on our right-hand side. Yeah. They have rainbow umbrellas. It is another restaurant. Can you guys guess what they make? It's Tex-Mex. That's right. Now, this restaurant is RIO. They opened up in 1946 as the first restaurant ever on the San Antonio Riverwalk. And to this day, 2022, they are still owned by the same family who opened them back in 1946. That's right. Now y'all, we're going to be making a left-hand turn back into the man-made portion of the Riverwalk. That means our ride together is almost over. Now y'all, this is an interactive boat. So once we come out of this tunnel, I'm going to ask you guys a question, okay? So here we go. The city of San Antonio drains this river once a year, every single year. Everything we just mentioned, it gets drained. Okay? They do it to clean out the bottom of the river. There's one item that they found more of in last January more than anything else, okay? Now, we're going to get 1 clue and 1 clue only. Here is your clue. The answer is not cell phone. Okay? So we're going to come out from underneath long. If you have an answer for me, you have to yell it at me. I will not be offended. Okay? So let me hear, what do y'all think the number one thing found in this river was? Anybody? Just go to y'all. You're all staring at me. Hello. Oh, she's thinking. Okay. Not your bottle. Not keys, not water. Coins. What? Umbrellas? You think it rains here? No. And whoever said bodies, I heard you. I legally cannot talk about that. But that was still not number one. The answer is the scooters y'all see on street level. That was the number one item found in this river walk when they drained it this past January. The city posted photos. They found over 370 of those scooters in this river. Now, if you have walked the river walk, kind of like these people here, you should know there are signs throughout all of the river walk that say you should not be riding the scooters down here. But actually, the majority of the scooters were found in places like right in front of us where the boat's going underneath. That is a bridge where street level is. People go on bridges, they just chuck it right over the bridge into the water. Yeah. Now, like I said, they do this every single year. And the sewer workers who come and do this, they're given one rule and one rule only. It is called finders keepers. So everything y'all did mention to me, if they find money, they find jewelry, they find keys, they find wallets, they get to keep it. That's right. So while you were here in town, I'm sure y'all were here, y'all know it's going to get hot. It's been hot. It's bad. But if you were here with your spouse, do not get so upset with them that you take your ring off and throw it in this river. Because guess what? By next January, when they drain it and clean it, some guy named Jose is going to have your ring. So don't do that. Now y'all, we are at the end of our ride, so while we are here, go ahead, check, make sure that you have everything you came on my boat with. All of your drinks, your sunglasses, your hat, your children, your dignity, everything you came on my boat with, please ensure you have it when you get off. Otherwise, I also go by the rule finders keepers. Anything I find on my boat that I do not want to keep for myself, y'all can find it on my eBay. That's right. Now y'all, boat captains, we take tips. This is how we earn our living. So I have a tip box right here for a job well done. That is what you do. I also take cash out Venmo. I take high fives. I take fist bumps. The only thing that you have that I do not want, that's going to be your hotel room key. Keep that to yourself. I don't want that, okay? Now, if you had a fun time, we're going to come off our boat. You're going to get off on the right-hand side of my boat. If you, for some reason, did not have a fun time, you're going to get off on the left-hand side of my boat right here. Now, before we dock, please remain seated until I tell you otherwise. And be happy y'all made it back in one piece.